And welcome in, everybody. Today I got another deck tech here for you for a brand new deck I just ordered from TCG Player. So this one's coming in the mail, so I haven't actually played with it yet, but I have been going over the deck list for quite some time, and I'm really stoked about this one. I think I have it in a pretty good spot, but obviously, you know, playtesting obviously is going to help that get to exactly where it needs to be. So the commander is Inquisitor Eisenhorn. It's 2, a blue and a black for a 2/3 legendary creature human Inquisitor. It says you may reveal the first card you draw each turn as you draw it. Whenever you reveal an instant or sorcery this way, create Cherubale, a legendary 4/4 black demon creature token with flying. Also says whenever Inquisitor Eisenhorn deals combat damage to a player, investigate that many times. So that first one, we're not focusing on it at all. Obviously, we're going to get some incidental value off of it just by casting our instants and sorceries. It's nice to have a 4/4 flyer that, who knows, could be a blocker, you know, later in the game if you're low on life. It is nice to have. Just a little icing on the cake, but what we're really going for is that second ability. So we want to connect with our commander, create clues, get value off the clues. So in order to connect, we're going to want to make our commander unblockable, which in blue is very, very easy. First card we got here is Aqueous Form. It's 1 blue mana for an enchantment. Enchant creature. Enchanted creature can't be blocked. Whenever enchanted creature attacks, scry 1. It's a nice little added bonus. When you attack, you scry 1. You can look at the top. You can immediately crack the clue if you want that card. Got another aura here. Security Bypass. 1 and a blue. As long as enchanted creature is attacking alone, it can't be blocked. Enchanted creature has, whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, it connives, which is just more card draw. Always nice. Next up, we got You Come to a River. It's 1 and a blue for an instant. Choose 1. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand, or target creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and can't be blocked this turn. So say we already have our security bypass or something on our commander. We don't need to have the unblockable on that. It can serve as a little bit of removal. Nice little modal spell there. Since this is a Voltron deck, we have some nice equipment to suit up our commander to get more clues. First up, we got Thran Power Suit. 2 mana for our equipment. It says equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each aura and equipment attached to it and has Ward 2. So this one's not as good as maybe some of the other ones I'm going to be talking about, but this one is pretty nice that it gives it a buff and it protects it. Another good card to buff our commander is Cranial Plating. 2 mana for an artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. You can also attach it to instant speed for 2 black mana, or you can just equip at sorcery speed for 1. So this, along with Nettle Cyst, can get our commander pumped up pretty well. Nettle Cyst, 3 mana for an artifact equipment, has living weapon. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact and or enchantment you control equipped to. So this is just a much better version of Cranial Plating, except you don't get to equip it at instant speed. However, it does also count our enchantments, which we do have quite a few in the deck. And now we're going to go over some of our investigate or clue payoffs. Firstly, we got Fleeting Memories, 2 and a blue for an enchantment. Whenever Fleeting Memories enters the battlefield, investigate. And whenever you sacrifice a clue, target player mills 3 cards. That's just a little added bonus to us cracking our clues to draw cards. It also punishes our opponents. Next up, we got Erdwall Illuminator, 1 and a blue for a 1/3 spirit with flying. Whenever you investigate for the first time each turn, investigate an additional time. Another one we got here, Daring Sleuth, 2/1 human rogue for 1 and a blue. It says whenever you sacrifice a clue, transform Daring Sleuth, and it turns into Bearer of Overwhelming Truths. It's a 3/2 human wizard with prowess. It says whenever Bearer of Overwhelming Truths deals combat damage to a player, investigate. So there's a little pseudo backup for our commander. So just in case it does get locked out of the game, we can also investigate with this guy. And we got some more clue payoffs here with Thran Turbine. It's a 1 mana artifact. During your upkeep, you may add up to 2 colorless mana to your mana pool. Can't be spent to play spells. So this means on each of our upkeeps, we get to crack a clue for free. Similarly, we got Tezzeret Betrayer of Flesh, 2 blue for a 4 loyalty planeswalker. Has a static ability. The first activated ability of an artifact you activate each turn costs 2 less to activate. So this lets you activate clues for free on everybody's turn, including your opponents. Also has +1, draw 2 cards, then discard 2 unless you discard an artifact card. -2 is target artifact becomes an artifact creature. If it isn't a vehicle, it has base power and toughness 4/4, so we can turn one of our clues into a blocker, I suppose. -6 is you get an emblem with whenever an artifact you control becomes tapped, draw a card. So Tezzeret, just a powerhouse in the deck. Another one we got here is Nefarious Agent's Insight. It's 2 blue for a legendary enchantment. If you would draw a card except the first one you draw in each of your draw steps, draw 2 cards instead. So this just has our clues crack for double. Another one we got here is Stern Lesson, 2 and a blue for an instant. Draw 2 cards and discard a card. Create a tapped Power Stone token. So this is really strong in the deck. The Power Stones are not something you would think about immediately, but they do tap for colorless that can't be spent to cast non-artifact spells. However, you can use them to activate abilities like sacrificing your clues. Another way to use those clues without sacrificing them, Shimmer Dragon, 4 blue for a 5/6 dragon with flying. As long as you control 4 or more artifacts, Shimmer Dragon has hexproof, which will happen most of the time. Also has tap to untapped artifacts you control to draw a card. Just lets us get a little bit more value out of our clues. Next up, we'll go over some of the ramp here. We got Geology Enthusiast, 3 blue, 2/5 Human Artificer. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped Power Stone token and pay 6 to draw a card. Put a 1/1 counter on Geology Enthusiast. So again, with the Power Stone tokens, this one's going to be spitting out a lot more, obviously, than our Stern Lesson. We only need 2 of them out, and then we can start cracking our clues for free, basically. If you have your Thran Turbine and enough Power Stones, you can draw as many cards as you want, really. Another one we got here, Energy Tap, 1 blue mana for a sorcery. Tap target creature you control, add an amount of colorless mana equal to that creature's mana value to your mana pool. Use this on something like your Shimmer Dragon, add 6 colorless, crack some of your clues. Next, we're going to get into some of our artifact synergies. We got Nadier's Nightblade first up, 2 and a black for a 1/3 Elf Warrior. Whenever a token you control leaves the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Pretty standard. Another one, Marionette Master, 4 black for a 1/3 Human Artificer with Fabricate 3, which means you either put 3 1/1 counters on it or create 3 servos. You're always going to choose the counters because it says whenever an artifact you control is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, target opponent loses life equal to Marionette Master's power, which is going to be 4. So every time we crack one of our clues, an opponent's going to be taken 4. That's going to end games pretty quick. Similarly, Disciple of the Vault, 1 black for a 1/1 Human Cleric. Whenever an artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, you may have target opponent lose 1 life. So this can just whittle down our opponents as we're cracking our clues. And last up, I got 2 alternate win cons in the deck. First up is Rise and Shine, 1 in a blue for a sorcery. Target non-creature artifact you control becomes a 0/0 artifact creature. Put 4 +1/+1 counters on each artifact that became a creature this way. Also has Overload, 4 blue. So say you have 5, 10, something like that clues, pay your 6 mana, turn them all into 4/4s. That can help close out a game. And last but not least, I got a fun one here. Mechanized Production, 2 blue. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant artifact you control. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a token that's a copy of enchanted artifact. Then if you control 8 or more artifacts with the same name as one another, you win the game. So clearly, you're not going to be able to play this out and just hope for the best and hope your opponents don't remove it, because they definitely will. So I do have a slight little mini combo in the deck. This with a land we have, Emergent Zone. It says tap, add colorless. Also says you can pay 1 and tap to sacrifice it, and you may cast spells this turn as though they had flash. So say you have your 7 clues out, opponent to your right passes the turn, cast the Mechanized Production, putting it on one of your clues. It comes in, your upkeep, you create another one, you have 8, then you win. So if they don't have interaction in that exact moment, a counter spell or something like that, you're just literally going to win off this card. It might be a little sweaty. I'm not sure how good it's going to be, but I think it would be cool to get it off at least once. So that's pretty much it. You know, I don't have a Dimir deck yet. This is going to be my first one, and I'm a big Voltron player. I love swinging. I love my commander damage. This seems like a really fun deck. There's so many synergies that go in between the different cards in the deck that I really wanted to put this together in paper, so I'm very stoked for this one to come in. If you guys want to check out the full list, the deck list is in the description. If you guys want to see more deck techs from me, you can go ahead and subscribe down below. More videos to come. So thanks so much, everybody, for watching. See you guys next time. All right, take care.